Loud. There we go. All right. Welcome, everybody.
I want to say welcome to, and then I'm going to mute myself and I'm coming back later.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and say you're welcome, or say your welcoming message.
Hey everybody, hello. I just got back from Fort Worth. I'm going to breathe for a second while Maria talks, and then I'm going to talk second.
All right. Thanks for coming on the call today. I know it's a Sunday afternoon, and we appreciate you guys coming. We are excited about this new journey. We're excited about every new journey that we go on because Gwen and I have been on a few, as you know, journeys. So every time we turn around, we think we're going to see the beach, and we don't. We see a whole new opportunity that's kind of staring us in the face.
It's coming, Maria. It's coming.
It's coming. But this is something that we are really excited about. I want to tell you just briefly what happened to me in my first just 36 hours of knowing about this particular product. Is that the person that introduced it to both Gwen and I was very, very excited. And she called me on the phone and said, please look at your email, or I'm going to send you stuff. Please look at it because I think you guys really need to look at this. And Gwen was busy with clients all day, and I was busy with clients as well. But I went ahead and opened my email, and I'll tell you what I think I saw on the presentation here. But then I talked to Gwen the next day. I didn't get a chance to talk to her that day, but talked to her the next day. And she said, I opened up the email that you sent, and I saw Kare Possick's, or Possick. Josh says you can say it any way you like. But she saw Kare's face, and I don't even know if she finished watching the email or the video. She just called Share back and said, here's my credit card. What do I have to do? Because she recognized that Kare was going to take all of the time in doing the research that each of you and I would do in an instance like this, where we just have a product that comes across our desk. And so Gwen felt so confident and so comfortable just saying, get me in, because if Kare's in it, it has to be good. So of course, that was confirmation that I didn't need to do anything further except just say, we need to look at this and get in and get excited and get on it. So that's really what we did. That's what kind of initiated it. And all of us have, well, it's been building, and Gwen and I have been super busy with all of you answering questions. And so that's why we decided to do this. We wanted to just get it out to all of you. Sometimes with MLM products that have sort of been around for a while, this company in this structure has been around for a couple of years now, and I had never heard of their initial product or this new one. So I was very intrigued that we can be in this industry and still not hear about all of these great products and businesses that are out there. So I'm always very excited when something comes across our desk. This particular one is called, they just changed their name, their corporate name, to NuXtrax. And so that's down here, that's how it's pronounced, NuXtrax. And I'm going to just go ahead and we'll do really quick the disclaimer. Oh, it won't let me go, but I'm gonna, there we go. So anything, we're gonna try really hard to be super compliant, so I don't have to do much post editing, so I can get this up on YouTube for everybody really quick so that you can share it with your downline, your friends, and your family. But our disclaimer is we never are treating, curing, preventing, mitigating disease. We are only helping the body strive to be in more balance so the body can do what it does best. And what it does best is heal. It's healing right now, even if you don't feel it. So what we're embarking on in this time in our history are the greatest technological advances, and this certainly is one of them. This is a product that you'll see in this presentation is a lot different. If you're just new to it, it's a lot different than what you're thinking. And even if you've been in it for a while, it might just strike a chord for you to be able to express it differently to people, because people need to know why this is different. So NuXtrax Advanced Biologics is the name of their corporate name now. They've changed it. Initially, they had a product called Liquid Gold RX, and their website was also called Liquid Gold RX. And then they came out with another product, and now they had their original product and their website being the same. So they basically changed to a corporate name. That was one of the things when I first came in. One person said, how come all the names? What's all the names about? And so we had to kind of look at that. But this is where they've come to, is NuXtrax. And I really like that name, Advanced Biologics. So remember, I was talking about this original formula, the Liquid Gold RX, and it is a plant-based formula. There's 40 different plants that are incorporated into that original formula that has been around for a couple of years now. And the Is Hercules is the new product that they came out with that has 44 plants in it. This original formula has been on the direct selling market for 2-ish years. Don't know the exact date of its incorporation, but about 2 years. And the Is Hercules has been, was introduced about 5 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think I watched a video that said 4 months and it's been another month. So I think about 5 months. So not long. We're coming in on the early stages of this new formula. The new formula has some plants that strive to help us with stem cell. So it's doing some greater things, and the Liquid Gold already did amazing things. So we're getting in on the best of the best. So how is Hercules different? So when I first looked at this, when Cher sent me the email, I looked it up right away. And what I found was this, the ingredient list. And frankly, I was a little dismayed because I thought, wow, this is really throwing the kitchen sink at the human body. This is just sort of taking all those plants and herbs and rolling them together and in a few sprays that you put under your mouth or under your tongue. So I was a little bit taken back that the list was so long of the ingredients. But this is what we think about when we see a list like this. We're really thinking, aren't we, about this? We're thinking about going to a health food store and then seeing all the different tinctures. They're darker and they're probably not all that great tasting. We've tasted some real wicked ones. I think all of us have. So this is kind of what we think about when we think about a product that has this much in it. That's just going to be little bits of the roots and the seeds and the leaves or the leaf stem. You know, we're thinking about the plant when we look at this. And so this is really where my brain went, and I was a little bit, but then I got to talk to Josh. Joshua is Kare Possick's son, and I told him the exact verbiage that I just told you. And he said, no, let me tell you how this is different. And this is what really got my attention, let alone the fact that Gwen was, you know, just so gung-ho on it from the very start. So what he told me is, he said, Maria, this is very different. What this is 50 or more years of research to find the master molecules in each of those plants that will do a specific action in the body to help it so that it can restore and regenerate and have some vitality again. So that made sense to me, because that means that everything that you bring in this formula, when you pump it under your tongue and you take it in, your body doesn't have to dismantle it. It doesn't have to take it apart. It doesn't have to decipher anything except just receive the master molecule of information. So it's almost like it's the quantum biology of the plant. That really made my heart sing, because I feel like that's where we need to be. So why Hercules? That was my next question. This is an interesting name. So HRQ stands for Health Restoration Quotient, and that will make more sense as we're talking about the telomeres a little bit later here. But that is the name that it's Is Hercules. I specifically like that the HER is in pink, and it's for her. I think it's for everyone, but I like that it's pink and it says her, because I was all over that. But my husband is enjoying it too. A little bit of history. I know people don't like these slides, but I wanted to throw this in because we do have some linear people in here. So between the 1920 and 1975, many efforts were devoted to identify and develop safe products. And these prestigious European universities were looking to purify, detoxify, and cleanse. Isn't that what we're all doing in everything we do? Every time we go to Sprouts or Wild Oats or wherever, we're looking to purify, detoxify, and cleanse. Cleanse the body using conventional therapies, whether that be a colon cleanse or a blood cleanse or just drinking better water, getting pH water. I mean, we're all doing a lot of different things to do those things: purify, detoxify, and cleanse. Well, another European group of researchers were focusing on the neutralizing effect of safe components. So this is a little bit different. It's a totally different approach than the above mentioned methods. These are the components identified as biologics, and absolutely no man-made molecule is included in the active ingredients of iHercules or Liquid Gold RX. So NuXtrax, aka LGQX, you'll see that on some of the emails still, LGQX, Liquid Gold Quantum Extracts. By its neutralizing effect, assists to diminish whole body inflammation. That's really what this product is about, to assist and diminish whole body inflammation, keeping the vessels open and aiding the rapid elimination of toxic waste. NuXtrax Biologics has a very complex composition, unlike existing products. The selection, the extraction, separation, the filtration, purification, and sterilization procedures, together with computerized analysis and ongoing improvements, has made NuXtrax products user-friendly, safe, and fast-acting for good maintenance of the whole body. And they're telling us that to try to duplicate this particular formula and the way they do it is near impossible, that there isn't really a way to duplicate the system that they have in place. Intense research in Europe has shown that NuXtrax Biologics, a 10 ml spray bottle, which you saw the picture, but really I'm just going to show you just from a hand standpoint. If you can see my little picture, it's not very big. You can just carry it in your pocket, your purse. Is sufficient for a 1 month supply in most cases. We will talk about the blood cleansing that they suggest or recommend doing a little bit later. But one bottle at a maintenance dose will last you a full month. The results show also that there are no registered side effects when NuXtrax Biologics products were overdosed up to 5 to 8 times. So this is huge, because you have a lot of people that come into programs like this and we think that more is better. So that's what we do. We take a lot more than maybe the recommended dose to just satisfy the needs of the body, being able to reduce inflammation, the whole body inflammation that they're talking about. So even at 5 to 8 times the regular dosage, there were no registered side effects. Unlike all the anti-inflammatory synthetic products, which are well documented and very well known, unwanted, and have dangerous side effects. So European scientists, after 50 plus years of research, found a safe, effective 0% synthetic composition product with no side effects. To me, that says it all. If you want to put something in a text or an email to somebody, that's it right there. Safe and effective 0% synthetic composition product with no side effects. It has 44 plants. The Liquid Gold RX has 40. The iHercules has 44 plants that have been identified through research, with 45 plus years of using the technology of PPXCT, which stands for, which I just learned the other day, partial plant extraction combinations technology. And really what this is, in fact, this is what I said to Joshua when I first saw that long list of ingredients. I said, tell me about the synergistic quality of all of these herbs together and what you guys have done, because that amount of herbs using plant, seed, leaf, and stem and root, that grouping would have to be so synergistically perfect that it would make be able to make some of the things that people are claiming they're making. But it made sense that if we're just using the molecules, the master molecules of each one, the synergism is much more easily adopted and usable for the body. But synergism is just the powerful combination. One affects the other in a positive way. Taken daily, it provides all the variables that are no longer in the food supply for those in pursuit of long-term better health. That should be another tagline in everything you send out. Taken daily, it provides all the variables that are no longer in the food supply. Wow. So do you wish you could turn back time? Because that's probably what brought you a lot of you to the call today is not only that you already know about it, but if you're here for the first time, that you've heard anti-aging out of the mouths of the people that have been talking to you about it. Do you wish you could turn back time? Why, of course, yes. Is there a way? Yes, and it's called biological age reversal. And then I put down here that it's the NuXtrax, and that's how you pronounce it, NuXtrax. So what are the benefits? Well, we have the telomere support, which I'm going to go into a little bit in depth because that's one of the biggest things that we should be talking about, which provides then anti-aging possibilities, new cells that can live longer. That's all about the telomeres, faster muscle growth, increased stamina, better skin and nails, enhanced endurance. So all of these, I like this one down here, the menopause symptom, like that. Enhanced cognitive abilities. That's one that's really gleaning a lot of attention for people, is to make sure that we're getting it in the hands of people who may be seeing some decline. I know that was my mom's big thing, because she was, what are you gonna pitch to me now, daughter? And I said, what if it might be able to help you with cognitive decline? She was very excited. So, okay. So what are telomeres? Telomeres are the end caps of the DNA. So I want you to just use this picture down here first. This is a cell, and inside the cell is the nucleus, going back to some biology here. Inside the cell is the nucleus, and inside the nucleus are the chromosomes, and inside the chromosomes are packaged our DNA. So what the telomeres are end caps. They're the end caps that end up being on the end of the chromosomes as kind of a safety net when the cell divides. So telomeres are the caps on the ends of DNA, and when the cells die and new ones are formed, this happens every 120 days for blood cells, the telomeres shorten. Aging is reflected in the length of the telomeres. This new product is a result of 50 years of research and testing by a huge research team. And now this age-reversing product is available to me and you and everyone who is looking for true natural ageless health. So telomere length can be done by tests. You can take a test, and a blood test, and have them test the length of your telomeres. And I'm going to show you some examples of that here. Okay, I watched a video on telomeres because I wanted to be able to explain it. And there's one video out there that's just hilarious. She talks about, well, I'll have to post it. I'll post it on the final thing that we put up on our YouTube when I timestamp everything. But I couldn't play it here, but it's just because it's too long of a video, but I would love all of you to go look at it, because she's just hilarious talking about our DNA and our telomere length. So she explained it this way, and I thought this was really good. Cells, when they divide and they go to break the chromosomes in half so that each new cell can have that DNA sequence, that separation is never perfect. And even though we would like it to be, it's never perfect. So let's say the DNA strand says this in this whole chromosome. This is what one of the components says: perfect liver cell damage free. Well, when it splits and divides, since it's not perfect in its split, it could fray the ends, or the ends may not catch it. So now the new DNA strand may say liver cell damage, but the perfect and the free are gone. That's really kind of what happens with telomeres. They're there as a protective. What keeps them there? Anti-inflammation, or not being inflamed. I mean, that's really the key. And so the telomeres are protecting the DNA so that the message in each brand new cell will be just as evident as it was in the whole cell before it divided. So telomeres create a buffer on each end of the chromosomes so that the division of the internal message stays the same. Over many times of cell division, telomeres are the only part reduced. Once it gets down to a certain place, the cell literally stops dividing. The body says you can't divide anymore. Well, that's aging and then eventually death. So we want to make sure the telomere length stays nice and vital. And so this is a good example, and this is that video that I saw. This is the example she gave. Let's say that through really good nutrition and lifestyle and taking some really good products, that we're able to lengthen the telomere. That would be la 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 on the front end of the chromosomal or the DNA line, and la 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 on the back end. When it divides, maybe just one L la on and one la on the ends are gone. Now we have a la la, perfect cell, perfect liver cell, damage free. And so each time it divides, we're just you losing the stuff that doesn't matter. It's just the little ends that don't have any actual sequencing in them. And that's really how she explained it. I thought, what a good way to explain telomeres, because you can look at it from a biological standpoint, unless you really have the brain for that and you're kind of a biologic nerd, you don't really understand it. But this made sense to me, that we can do things in our life to increase the telomeres, to increase the la 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 la's on the end of our DNA strand, so that as the cells are splitting and everything is changing and dividing, we still have the sequence that we need, which is perfect liver cell, damage free. Now that's obviously just a statement, but I really wanted you to see how, if some of the telomeres are gone and you've lost the perfect and the free, how you could end up with liver cell damage, and that's disease. That's cancer, that's cirrhosis, that's whatever. So that's really what happens, and why the telomere part is so important in looking at this product. So all devastating, debilitating illnesses are directly related to inflammation. So now I want you to pay attention to all of the different disease states and illnesses that surround inflammation. And that's documented now. They're just saying that pretty much every disease is a result of inflammation in the system on some level. Okay. So now let's look at oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, and telomere shortening. Oh, we get to see some very similar ones: the arthritis, the rheumatism, diseases, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune, lung issues, neurological, cardiovascular. So when you look at these two slides side by side, you know, they're pretty similar. You got inflammation and telomere shortening. So biological age reversal. Superior telomere support to promote biological cellular reverse aging possibilities. That's really what this product does, is it gives us the opportunity. Now, is it going to take longer in some people to set the stage for reversal? Yes, because we've all been subjected to different things. We all have different conditioned responses to just emotion. That's just one component. But then we can look at our environment, you know, just from a job perspective. Somebody may have, you know, painted cars their whole life. Well, how many chemicals and toxins have they absorbed through their skin and through their lungs, and are really in the tissue pretty settled? Well, it's going to take a while for that person to really start noticing some real significant differences. So you're going to be different. All of us are going to be different in how our body receives this and moves forward to better health. What can telomere support help you with? Well, as we saw in that last slide, anti-aging possibilities, new cells that can live longer, that's the telomere. Biological age reversal possibilities, menopausal symptom relief, enhanced endurance, enhanced cognitive abilities, faster muscle growth, faster recovery, increased stamina, hormonal balance, better skin and nails, prevent hair loss. Probably the list goes on and on and on. How do we know that the telomeres are longer? Well, there's a company called TeloYears, and this company, NuXtrax, through their period of time that it has been established. Now, remember, this company was using products under a different label, so this direct selling, being only a couple of years old, doesn't mean that that's how old the company is. This company is much older than that and has already been using these products in practitioners' offices, and therefore have accumulated a lot of test results on telomeres. And this is just over a 5-year period. TeloYears is a government certified and accredited lab. If you want to take a screenshot of this slide, you can actually go to this YouTube channel and watch someone from TeloYears talk about their lab and what they do. And it's a very interesting video. This is what you get when you send your blood into the TeloYears Lab. They will send you a list of, well, a screenshot basically of what your age is now, And based on the average telomere length, they will give you a score on what your cellular age is. So this is what they've been seeing in all of these different tests. Here are just 11 samples of the 1,500 cases that they have documented. These cases are prior to using the formula and then after using the formula for 4 months in the therapeutic doses that they recommend. And we'll talk about that. So in this one, the actual age of the person was 39, but the telomere length was 30. And you can just go through and see each one, how there is such a drastic look at from 70 years to 58, 60 to 40, 53 to 47. So these are pretty significant. If this isn't correct, someone needs to correct me, but I think I heard Kare say that the telomeres or the TeloYears company actually called and asked what we were doing with this formula, what they were doing with this formula, because they were seeing such drastic differences, such a wide scope from what your age is to what the TeloYears was showing from a telomere standpoint. So here are some examples, which I think are very cool. This is 6 weeks on this spray 3 times a day. He couldn't walk up 1 flight of stairs without getting winded before, and now he can walk up six flights of stairs with no problem. Look at the changes in his body. So this is pretty amazing when you look at 3 months difference here, actually less than 3 months. This is a bruise, only 3 days after a very bad bruise. So if you can look down here, there's a little bit of yellow discoloration. It's hard because it's a phone, so it's hard to tell the coloring, and this obviously is taken on a different day than these two. But you can see how reduced, and since it's not purpley and green, that tells me that the vessels, the circulation was enhanced so dramatically that all the waste from the dead blood is basically just being cleaned and washed away and taken out by lymph. This is really, really amazing. This is a mole. It says in October, I posted about how the wellness spray was drying up my moles. I think she had drywall in there by a mistake. One in particular, and the first picture is before, and the bottom is after it fell. It dried up and fell off. I am amazed. I have noticed others starting to change too. Thanks so much, Kare. So obviously she was worried about this mole, and it was maybe itchy, maybe starting to take on some different shape. And then here it is down here after it had fallen off. It's pretty impressive. Okay, so this is mine because my big thing right now with menopause is high cortisol and my blood sugar. So I actually I had already been reading my blood sugars in the morning just to see where I was. Since weight loss was being so difficult, I figured I better look at my liver and my adrenals and my blood sugar. And so you can see by the dates here, 416, 421. So this is just in April. This was average. I think 136 was my highest ever in the morning, but this was pretty much the norm, going back and forth and back and forth. So I just got my product on Wednesday afternoon, started it, and this is after just 3 days. So the last 2 days, this was this morning's reading, and this one should say 520 or May 1st. I just didn't realize that for whatever reason I had taken the battery out and it didn't go back. Or we had a leap year or something, I'm not sure, but this should say 5-1 here. So this was yesterday's and this was this morning's. This one was after pizza last night. So I thought that was really impressive. So I am really hoping to see some major changes with me just from this result right here, just from what I'm seeing here. This to me is pretty amazing.
That's amazing, Maria.
I know, isn't that fun? I know.
Amazing.
It's really cool. Yeah, it is. So let's just kind of recap a little bit. What is it? It's more than 10,000 plants that have medicinal qualities. There are over 10,000 plants that have that. 400 plus of these have elements that are good for the human body. And this science is based on the top 10% of those. So we're really getting down to the nitty gritty of that list of what has the best opportunity to heal help the body heal different systems, glands, organs, and tissues in the body. That's what the research is, because if there's 10,000 plants that have medicinal qualities, how do you even start picking? How do you even go through and figure out which ones to start with? That's the research. That's the research that they were doing when I was a young girl, which is just amazing to me. And what does it do? It creates an environment to assist restoration of the life force needed to heal, creating balance within the blood, and assisting the cells so that they can function properly. What does it do? Helps recover from the constant bombardment of toxic exposure, helps to neutralize the poisons. Showed that just in the bruise, that picture of the bruise. You can take it every day because it's food. That's the part I love. It's just good food. It's 100% organic, 100% non-synthetic, which I think is amazing in this day and age. 100% non-toxic, non-addictive. Also, people have been asking me, is it vegan friendly? Yes. There's no colorants. Is it non-GMO? Yes. Is it gluten-free? That's a huge question I've been asked. Yes, it's gluten-free and allergen-free. You cannot overdose on it. The side effects are only positive and does not interact with any medications you are taking. Given that, I want to just express again that all of us have different elements of toxicity in our system. So if you were to start this and really didn't feel anything for the first couple of weeks or even couple of months, I would recommend you keep taking it, because with the people that are experiencing things, this isn't just something that may or may not work. This is actually working. We just don't know how toxic we really are until we start engaging in something. How does it work? It affects the inflammation on the body, and the inflammation has been well known and documented for decades. It is safe anti-inflammatory is now a reality. And remember, there is no safe synthetic anti-inflammatory drug. All of them have side effects that you have to take something like this to recoup what you did to your body by taking them. So here's that big long list again. And again, I want to just try to hit it home again that I did initially feel like this was throwing the kitchen sink of herbs and plants at the body. And you're going to have people that say that too. Well, how can there's so much in here, how can it possibly do anything with just 4 pumps under your tongue with each dose? But again, we're looking at the master molecules of each of these. Also, the food grade ethanol, I had somebody say, well, I can't take it because of the ethanol. So I wanted to put this screen in here because I wanted to give you a little bit of leverage when somebody asks about that. So ethanol fermentation happens in the body all the time. And what they've done in this particular formula is they've taken a couple of these herbs, I don't know exactly how many, and they have fermented them, creating an alcohol base as a preservative. So that right there is your food grade ethanol preservatives made up of a couple of the different herbs in this formula already. So if somebody has a problem with the ethanol, you can just say ethanol, or you can print this, screenshot this page, whatever. Ethanol fermentation, also called alcoholic fermentation, is a biological process which converts sugar, such as glucose, fructose, and sucrose, into cellular energy, producing ethanol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. So anybody that brings glucose in, and that's everybody, does produce their own ethanol as a byproduct. So for the fastest and best results, like the ones we just saw on the 1,500 documented tests, you would do 4 sprays under your tongue 3 times a day for 4 months. That is a full blood cycle, that 120 days. That requires 3 bottles a month for 4 months, or 12 bottles total. Then once a day, a bottle a month. Then you take it once a day, using a bottle a month for maintenance. Now, what they've told me is a lot of people don't go back to just 1 bottle a day. They actually stay at a little bit higher dose because they feel so good. But any amount that you use is going to be beneficial. I don't think I put it on here, but can you use it on your pets? Yes. You spray it on their food. And they take it down. You can also add it to a little bit of juice for the wee ones in our life that have some taste buds that may not. It does have a little bit of a bitter. It's a bitters, so it tastes. But the taste itself goes away very quickly. Those who are palate sensitive are gonna have to get used to it. But I don't. I thought, oh, this is a little bit bitter, but it doesn't bother me at all. It's sort of like eating dandelion leaves. There are 3 ways to get started. I just want to go into that really quick. You can become a customer and just purchase a bottle. If you are on an auto ship, it's $79 for the bottle. And remember, that's a month supply if you're doing maintenance. It's about a 10-day supply if you're going to do the recommended dose of every day 4 pumps in your mouth for three servings during that day. You can also, if you choose to want to distribute and share, you can become an activist or a distributor and buy 4 bottles for $299. That reduces the price of the bottle. If you want to, you can buy a bigger pack as an activist or distributor for $5.99. That gives you 9 bottles. If you sign up for an auto ship for 1 bottle a month, by the time you get done with your 4 months, that's your 12 bottles. So to me, this is a very, very, very small investment for an entire blood cleansing protocol that can make such a difference, I think, in all of us. I'm just even seeing just in the first 3 days with my blood sugar. I can't wait to see what happens in my body over the next month, the next 3 or 4 months. To become an active distributor, that's really all you have to do is decide and then purchase one of those 2 packages, the $299, which is $315 with shipping, the $598, which is $620 with shipping, and that gives you those bottles. If you purchase the $315 or the $299 with the 4 bottles, NuXtrax gives you 1 revenue center in your back office that you can start sharing it and building revenue and actually making money on introducing this to people. If you sign up with the larger package, the $598, NuXtrax gives you 3 revenue centers, so you can make 3 times the amount over time. That is an incredible deal. Many times you have to work your way up in a multi-level marketing company to a pretty high rank before they give you more business centers. So this is really amazing. If you decided that you could only come in at that $315 or that $299 package and get 4 bottles to start with, you can upgrade at any time to get those 3 business centers. The VIP incentive, I wanted to make sure, Gwen and I both wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit about this, because we do have a lot of people that have signed up already and may not have read the emails that come through, because a lot of times we have so many emails come through that they just sort of get ignored. One of the emails that you should have gotten from the company already talks about your VIP incentive, and that is during your first 15 days as an activist or a distributor, that you find basically 2 and 2. 2 customers that want to take the product and 2 people who wish to share the product and become a distributor or an activist. When that happens, based on whatever those 2 people decide to come in with package-wise, you can earn anywhere from $455 up to $755 in your first 15 days. But NuXtrax is so sure that you're going to be talking about this more. They wanted to give you the incentive that if you do a 4x4, meaning that you bring in you do that twice, you bring in 4 distributors and 4 customers, you will actually earn anywhere from $910 up to a little over $1,500 in that first 15 days. That is a smoking deal, because this is a product that is going to have some leverage when you're talking to people, because who doesn't want to feel better, sleep better? I think that's another thing Gwen and I both talked is we're sleeping even better than we already were with some of the other products and electroceuticals that we're using. So this is just, it's already started in us to make a difference. When you start talking about better sleep for people, and when you start talking about an anti-aging or stop age progression type of formula, people really perk up. And then when you get on the Facebook pages and you start looking at some of the pictures that we just showed, that's big. People really notice this. So I love that this company is giving us some incentives to really jump in and help our fellow friends and family. We want to put this out there. Gwen and I are doing this specifically just to get the word out to all the people that have been following us and that we love, and we want to share the good news. We want to make sure that if you're part of any other Healy business or downline, that you have an upline, that you call them and you find out if they are already in this, and if not, if they would like to be. That's just a way to, again, stretch out your own network. And we strive to maintain the integrity of the business ethics and do not want to end up cross-sponsoring with anybody, when this could be a win-win for everybody. Let us know if you need help finding out who your upline is. If you're in Healy, we can help you with that before you join NuXtrax. That is the tail end of my It went a little bit longer than I thought it was. Sorry, I got a little wordy there. These are some of the links that Gwen and I shared in our emails, but I wanted to make sure that I put them here.
Maria,
So
I'm going to show those on the screen too in a second.
oh, perfect. Okay. So I'll leave this up here for a second unless you're ready to switch over.
Well, the only thing I would add, if you put it in there, did you put the information on Kare's Zoom call that's this evening?
You know what? I didn't, but if you want to, while you're sharing, I can add that and we can put it up at the tail end.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to take over for a minute. Thanks, Maria, because that was awesome, especially the kind of research information, because I would not have had time to research that. This is going to stop your screen sharing so I can share my screen.
Okay.
And I want to also just share a few comments before I get into the other stuff. I was just on a road trip with my mom, and she's what is she, 76? She'll be 77 this year. She's a young 76, 77, except for all her, 5 knee replacements. And you only have 2 knees, and she can't get another knee replacement. She has the kind of aging skin that's like crepe paper, and it tears and bleeds easily. And I was with my sisters because we were at a baby shower this weekend in Fort Worth. And so this weekend it was really on my mind, that my mom and my sisters, and well, especially my mom, but my sisters too, and the people that I love and care about, I want my mom to live as long as possible. She doesn't take the best care of herself. Her doctor's trying to get her to lose weight. She, my mom says, oh, I'm eating good. And then, we're at the gas station and she's like getting an icy. And I'm like, okay, mom, that's like not cool. So anyway, she always tells me separately, what she's doing. Like she's not eating carrots anymore. Like, okay, because her doctor told her carrots were too sugary and now she's having an icy. So you know how people are and moms are. So anyway, I was just thinking, but I want my mom to be around as much as possible. And I know not everybody still has their moms and dads, but I have my mom. So, I was thinking, well, she definitely needs this product. And that's one thing I want to say. The other thing is, no one really talked about the taste before I got the spray. I know Maria and I have talked about it since. This is the spray right here. And I don't know, Maria, can you still see me on the screen? Because I don't like to see myself, but that's totally okay that I don't see myself. But
you're not on the main screen, but I can see you in the small window.
Okay, that's fine. So you just it's this little cute tube and it's very concentrated and you just, go, and it does taste very bitter. If you're not used to bitter, it may shock you. I'm not saying in a bad way, but you do get used to it. Like after the 3rd day, I was already like, oh, that's not bad. The first time I was like, oh, that's bitter. If you've ever tasted like Swedish bitters or Angostura bitters, or like Maria said, chewed on dandelion, but I think more of I think it tastes more like a traditional Chinese medicine herbal bitter. But one thing that I'll say about bitters, that they have a huge impact on the liver. And Maria didn't go into the microcirculation. I mean, she went to microcirculation a lot, but not near as much as Kare goes into microcirculation, and the telomere length. But when you're talking about bitters, and that's not the only thing in here, but that's what you taste, then you have this thing that's really going to have a big impact on the liver more than anything else. And I noticed, I won't go into the emotional part, because if you're on the call tonight, if you want to be on Kare's call, she has a Zoom call. It's more for the general public that ask a lot of health questions like, what does it do for this? What does it do for that? Parkinson's, diabetes, cancer, so if you want to be on that call later tonight and learn more, we're going to give you the information. But what I was going to say is, okay, so I've only known about this 10 days. Well, I guess 10 days, right? 11 days. And it took 4 or 5 days to get it in the mail. I started taking it Tuesday or Wednesday. Friday night. Now, if anyone that knows me, and Maria can attest to this, but so can anyone else that knows me very well, I'm a big eater. I eat a large amount of food. Okay. I've always had a big appetite. And nothing really changes that. And I'm okay with it, for the most part, except sometimes I'm like, I've got to eat. I've got to stop what I'm doing. I've got to eat. And I'm talking about like a 12 to 14 ounce steak. You know what I'm saying? So the funny thing that I noticed on Friday, though, for anyone, people ask the question about like hormones and weight loss. And one thing that Kare will say on the call tonight, I think, is, I don't know what she always says, but that she's off all our other supplements, which if you guys are like me and I'm in the supplement business, I have 25 bottles sitting on my nightstand. Um, and so if you can get off a bunch of supplements, obviously that's a huge bonus. Anyway, what I was going to say about Friday night was I'd taken the sprays before breakfast, and for breakfast I had like 3 eggs and some ham. And then I didn't eat lunch because Carol and I had decided to do an early dinner, which for me early is 6:30, because usually I don't eat till 8 or 9 when I finish working. And I usually have lunch thrown in there, but since I was going to dinner at 6:30, I just thought, well, I'm not going to be hungry if I eat, lunch at 1 o'clock. So anyway, what happened was I was picking up Carol at 6 for dinner reservations at 6:30, and I realized I'm not really hungry. I'm like, why am I not hungry? Usually I'd be like already having a snack to make it to dinner. So that was kind of interesting. And then we had some keto wings and split them. And then I had a dinner that I would normally eat the whole thing. I ate about half. I ate the chicken and a little bit of the vegetables. And normally I would have ate both, honestly, the wings and my whole dinner. And I didn't, and I was satisfied. And actually the same thing happened yesterday. And this is a big deal to me. You guys have no idea. This is a big deal because I go through a lot of food. But yesterday I went to this baby shower. So I didn't eat breakfast because we got on the road to go to Fort Worth. And then I had like a hamburger steak because I'm kind of doing, I do mostly keto. I don't eat grains and I don't eat bread and stuff like that. But I'm not a strict keto person. But I had like, what did I have? Like, sauteed vegetables and a hamburger steak and stuff like that for lunch. And then at the baby shower, they had like Mexican food. And I just had like really actually a small amount of fajitas. That would have made me, you normally have another meal or a snack. I went to bed, but see, the reason I do all that is because I normally can't sleep. If I can't sleep, I have to have protein and then I can sleep. But I went to sleep fine last night. So there's already something, like I don't have the blood sugar numbers like Maria, but something is definitely shifting, because and bitters are kind of known for the liver involvement. So what I've noticed is, and I don't know if this was from eating out because I don't usually eat out, I'm eating out all weekend, but I was a little bit congested. But you see, the liver has to do with that congestion. It has to do with that upper belly weight, like between the belly button and the breast, the roll that we call it. It has to do with our digestion of fats and proteins. And as we get older, like Maria was talking about her insulin and glucose levels and losing weight. And as we get older, it's harder to lose weight because of insulin resistance. So if you can manage the glucose, and if taking this product makes your glucose more balanced, then obviously things are going to be just better all the way around, like whatever you're trying to do. The other thing I wanted to say was, wait, there was one more thing, and I even wrote down on my list. I can't read my writing. Oh, the telomere testing. So Maria showed you some examples of telomere testing. If anyone's interested in telomere testing, I actually do that test through Cell Science Systems, who also does the ALCAT blood allergy test. And it's $149. So if you want to have telomere testing done before and after this 4-month window of time, I mean, I'm all for anti-aging. Trust me, I'm never going to do Botox. I'm never going to do Ritalin or any of these things. I think they're dangerous. I think you're injecting toxins in the body. I just had a lady who was convinced that she had COVID because she had just had Botox. And I'm like, no, all those are the same symptoms of having Botox injections, including for women, heart palpitations, chest pain, and stuff like that. So I'm very not natural, anti-aging, and we're really talking about reverse aging. But if anyone is interested in the telomere testing, to really know what's going on, you'd have to do 2. You'd have to do one before you start, and then you'd have to do the second one after the 4 months. They charge $149 for telomere testing just for that one test. And so it's like testing your telomere age compared to your biological age. And it either tells you it's not going to say the exact same. I've never seen a result that said that, but it'll tell you how you're doing in the anti-aging department. And the more you do things like smoking, drinking wine, drinking alcohol, drinking coffee, things that are adding to aging, the more I think you're going to see a difference. Just like in the pictures of the lady that's on my screen, the Facebook picture, this one, the more you've had sun damage, like she said, she was a boater or is a boater, the more you've had sun damage and the more you've had exposure to things that cause aging, the more I think radical difference you're going to see and the reverse aging. So I wanted to say that. And then I want to show you the links these are actually in the email. So don't feel like you have to do this like fast and furious thing to write these down, because if you got the email, you're gonna have the links there at the bottom. I also want to add this something, well, not add to it, but kind of repeat something Maria said. You know, whoever invited you to this call is who you should contact to buy this product. You know, Maria and I are the messengers. We're the educators. We want people to know about products that we love. But whoever told you about this product is who you should get in touch with if you want to, you know, make the purchase and go forward. But the websites I'm going to show you are not my website or Maria's website. This is, and it's not actually Kare's website to buy product. This is an information website, just like Maria created atp123.com to share the information she wanted to share without trying to sell anything. So if you want to, you know, kind of go into a deep hole tonight and watch stuff and learn stuff, you can go into the Hercules technology, the sharing videos that you would share with other people, the how-to videos, the business side of things, you know, what you need to do in the first 15 days, the fast start explained. This is where, and these are short videos. They're like 4 minutes, or one's 2 minutes or 7 minutes. So they're not going to, you know, be an hour or two. No one wants to watch an hour or two video except for me. I'll share this video that'll be like over an hour, but most of the time people want to see something quick. They want to know the answer, you know, they want to move on. So that's one of the websites is karesystem.com, Kare with a K. And Kare is this lovely lady down here that I've known for over 15 years. What I put in the email is some of my longtime clients will know her because I don't even know what year it was. I think 2004. I was using Light Tools, which are like an LED kind of delivery system of frequencies. And she was behind that. The little mandala that she has behind her is some original artwork she did that is like spiritual healing and stuff like that. So she's a really cool person that has, if you combine Maria and I's, you know, 20 plus years each of healing and knowledge, she's double that. You know, she's at 50 years of, you know, all this. She's in her 70s. And so anyway, I do recommend that if you can get on her call later tonight, you'll hear more about the general public asking health questions and will it do something for this? Will it do something for that? And then the other thing I recommend is if you want to learn more, and you'll see Kare's face all over here because she's done lots of videos, is if you go to vimeo.com and you type in I Hercules, and just remember the U is missing. So it's IHERQLES. You'll find, and this is also the link is in my constant contact thing I sent. So all of this is here, and you have lots of videos that you can learn in, also some in other languages. And then I was going to show you just my back office. I may have to just reset this real quick.
Gwen, really quick, I just wanted to say I'm in the timestamp of this video that we're going to put up on our YouTube channel. I will make sure that all those links also are in the timestamp so people will be able to find it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so thanks. That's awesome. And then this is my back office. So I just wanted to share this quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we've already almost at an hour, but I do want to tell you it's pretty simple, and you know, we can help you with this later. The main thing is to start trying the product if you want to try the product. But you can see I've been involved with this company 10 or 11 days. I've signed up 16 people and 21 including just customers. So that means 5 people are my customers and 16 are people that are, you know, activists, which is basically a distributor. But under those 16 people, because Maria is like the Maria part of Gwen and Maria has been very busy. There's 152 people signed up under me, even though I've signed up 16. So that's obviously crazy. And then the commissions I made in 10 or 11 days is $26.70, which I don't mind sharing. I'm very transparent. And that's because of, you know, this activity. I've besides sending an email, doing the Zoom call, doing another Zoom call last week, and maybe I've had like 4. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm trying to tell you I've had like 6 personal phone calls, some emails, and now 2 Zoom calls. And so it's not been hard because people get excited about it, especially with what the potential is when you understand the mother molecule of the herbs, and that this can take the place of a lot of supplements, and everyone is into anti-aging. And if any of you guys, and I don't mean to talk bad about something that you might have done already, like Botox, but it's not cheap. you know, if you're going for beauty treatments or lash lengtheners, which are going to mess up your testosterone levels, like all that stuff is messing with testosterone and causing male pattern baldness in women. Anyway, there's a whole lot of things, but they're not cheap. This isn't a cheap product, but it's not an over the top product for what it does, because once you get to the maintenance area, you're going to be at 1 bottle a month, and you can decide after that. One other thing I want to say that I want to reiterate, because this is the biggest question that comes up, is if you're doing 3 bottles per month, which is what's recommended to do the 4 sprays 3 times a day, that's 12 bottles you need to get through 4 months. So what I recommend, if you have the money, if you don't, it's totally understandable, but if you have the money, I would buy the 9 bottles for $5.98, and then get on auto ship for 1 bottle a month. So the 9 bottles is going to take you through the first 3 months. And then your 1 bottle a month auto ship is going to give you those last 3 bottles. And then you would get 1 bottle a month after that, which would keep you in the maintenance dose. And if you don't want to do that and you want to just try it for a month and then make a decision, you could buy like 3 bottles for $2.99. It's still cheaper than a single bottle, and just see what you think after a month. And if you don't see the results and you don't feel the results, but you know, you have to make that decision. I mean, I'm thinking you will, based on everything I've researched so far and heard and talked to people, but everyone obviously has to make that decision. But if you do it and you just buy 3 bottles, it's no big deal. Then you just go back in and you buy more at the end of that month. And if you do have situations like high glucose that's over 100, you know, doctors don't even talk about diabetes until it's at well, it depends on who you talk to, but 121 or 127. But it really shouldn't be over 100. It should be under 100. And if you're a female over 45 years old, that's going to basically be some level of insulin resistance between 100 and 127. My point is, those are easily measured things that most people have a way to measure already, that they can see the difference, like Maria showed you just in her results. We didn't know that was going to happen with her glucose. So that's, to me, a bonus over anti-aging, because we want to have our health, and that's the point of, you know, anti-aging. So Maria, because of time, and I can do it because, you know, we've been on about an hour. Do you want me to go through any of these buttons or no? What do you think? Or does someone have an idea, or do you guys want to ask questions? I kind of think I'd rather answer questions.
We can definitely, I'm looking through the thing right now. Is there a time frame by which one must upgrade if originally? No, you can upgrade at any time. It just gives you the advantage if you do it earlier. But I think they really were nice to set that up for people who want to maybe split that out and have it a little bit more budget friendly.
And Maria, we can't see you anymore. I think you turned the video off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I turned my video off. So what you will do, if you can see Gwen's right here, underneath, congratulations, leaders. If you come in with the 315 or the 299 pack, what you'll see over here in your dashboard is it'll say upgrade. It'll be in yellow. It'll be very noticeable, and you'll click on it and it'll take you right to where you're going to purchase for $349 before shipping. But that also gets you 5 more bottles. So that gets you back up to that 9 bottles. Plus your auto ship is 12 bottles in that 4-month period, but it'll be very noticeable if you want to upgrade, and you can do that at any time. It'll stay there until you do.
So do you guys want to unmute and ask questions? Do we want people to do that, or do we want people to put the questions in the chat?
We can do unmute. We've got a number of people on here, but I think we covered a lot. So we're not going to answer any questions about what the product does. That's Kare tonight. I will show my screen so that you can get on that call tonight, because we'll be here forever, just because Gwen and I start to get really chatty about the human body, like most of you know. and we start going into a little more detail than maybe the majority of you want right tonight. But definitely we can talk about the back office, about the structure, about the product, the telomeres, but anything having to do with will this help my brother's Parkinson's or whatever, go on the call tonight with Kare Possick. I don't know if you want me to show that now.
Yeah, go ahead and show that, but can I just give them one answer to that will answer most questions? I think
Sure.
I can do this. Is if you think about a product that has all the master molecules of 40 plus 44 plants that have, if you read the list, each one has its own health benefits. And if you are increasing the microcirculation, and also just naturally what bitters do is liver function, it's going to improve a lot of health conditions without I mean, if we start getting into that and answering questions, we can't keep the recording. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So I see a question from Cynthia on the chat. Can a spouse be an activist too? Yes, you can sign up a spouse under you.
Has to be a different EIN number though. It can't be that. It can't be.
Microphone is unmuted. Your video is stopped.
It can't be. It can't be two people that have file their taxes together. So it needs to be like an EIN. You can sign up your business.
How do
if
you
want
exit the
underneath.
full
Wait,
screen
Yamini,
mode?
you're not muted. Maria, though, if it's two individuals and they're using
Mute.
social security numbers, they could do that. Right?
We need to clarify. That's not my understanding.
Oh, it's not your understanding? Okay, so that is a question we need to ask somebody. I thought it was only if it was a EIN. That's like New Vision would be my EIN and my personal would be social.
Yeah, and they're a little bit different in their tax structure. I don't know if a husband and wife because they file jointly. We'll have to clarify.
Okay.
Because that's why I signed up Steve as a customer of mine.
Well, yeah, so that's a good point. The customer is different than a distributor. And someone's asking, can they get in Canada? No, it's not going to ship to Canada.
Not
but if
yet.
you have someone in the US that you can order it and have it shipped to a US address and they ship it to you, then you can do that. But this company will not ship directly to Canada.
And they have talked about international. We just don't know when.
You want me to read the questions, Maria, or do you
Sure.
want to?
Yeah, I don't have it up right now because I have to change my screen in order to do that. So,
okay. So we're recommending that you guys can get on the Zoom call. So it'd be 6 Pacific, 7 Central. I'm going to be on 30 minutes late because of another call I have to do it from 6 to 7:30. But I do recommend that you get on it because people will be asking the health question and you guys can also chime in and ask those questions. This will be recorded and it will be on the Gwen and Maria 2020 YouTube channel, and I will also send out the recording by email. So another question is, would this be better for the body than using a patch that activates the stem cells? Is it better how this works on the telomeres? Okay, so I didn't remember too much about this on the presentation, but there's 4 ingredients. Did you talk about this? Because I didn't hear you. There's 4 ingredients on the Is Hercules that are for stem cell production that are not in the liquid gold. That's the big difference.
For plants, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know that I have an opinion if it would work better than a patch on stem cells, but I don't know the answer to that. I think I know what patch you're probably talking about, LifeWave, but I don't know. I don't want to say it would or wouldn't because I really don't know without having the research behind it. What do you think, Maria?
Can I just say that I think this will enhance everything? I think this will enhance everything that each one of us is doing right now. So like one of the questions is I'm doing Gwen's detoxes. Should I wait until I'm done? No, you should be doing this. This will help the body with inflammation and clear out toxins quicker and help you recover faster. So I think the same with the LifeWave patches. If that's an issue for you, you should be doing anything you can, especially, you know, in this day and age when we have all kinds of things that are looking at taking DNA and RNA down. I think we need to be doing everything we can to be assisting it.
Yeah. Okay. And so another question is, can you just buy 9 bottles with one on auto ship without activists? Yes, you can do that as a customer. So you can go, you have to click on the link that you got from whoever told you about this as a customer or activist. There's no fee to be an activist though. Right. So
No.
to me, there's not an advantage of doing that, but you can, because
let me tell you the disadvantage of being a customer and buying a pack. You can do that from a standpoint that you just want to do if you're just getting the bottles for you and you want to do the 4-month, but you don't necessarily want to be involved or you don't think you're going to share this with anybody. I highly doubt that, but that could be a possibility. That you could be a customer and you could purchase the $5.98 pack and then get your auto ship. So over a course of time, you'll have your 12 bottles. Plus, then you'll have your maintenance bottle for every month after that. What happens if you go back in and try to order another larger pack, it won't let you. It'll only let you buy that one bottle. This is the company's way of encouraging you to become an activist so that you can or will share it for a monetary gain because they want everybody to succeed with something as prominent as this coming into our life right now. So that's the disadvantage to being a customer that way. You get that pack one time. It's the same price as if you became an activist. But like Gwen just said, there's no fee to sign up to be an activist. So
Yeah,
just
if you
gives
have
the
amazing
opportunity.
results, people are going to look at you and say, what are you doing? And they're going to want to do it. And then you have the other advantage. Someone says, does it show some of the documented proof on the website? If you go to caresystem.com, which is one of the links, and under the first or second drop down, it shows the research, and that's where you should go to the right there where it says caresystem.com. And I don't know if it's clickable there, but that's where you should go. And that has the information on the company and the research behind the product. And then Laurie's asking about this versus Halo. And to me, it's two different things. Halo's light therapy using, herbs and whatever is in the vials. And then this is something oral. So I can't compare those two because I don't, if they both have telomere testing, like that's what I would compare. Like, does one have telomere testing? Does the other one have telomere testing? How do they compare? That's the only way you could do a fair comparison. But I would ask, or if you've done Halo already, you could also do, telomere testing at this point, or do it before you do either one and check your results. That's what I always tell people is, do your own research, but there's ways to prove this. You can do your own telomere testing and then do this for 4 months. And then you could do another telomere follow-up. I mean, it costs money, but we're not talking about a ton of money. It's $149. And then you could test any product or any modality or any therapy. And that way it's not Maria or I telling you something, but you'll know for you'll know for yourself. So if I want to set a benchmark levels, what test should I take before I start? I'll tell you what I would do if I was going to do like a benchmark, and this is without telomere testing, which is a specialty test. If I was going to just look at things, I would definitely do a CBC, which is complete blood chemistry, and CBC with differential, because that's also measuring like eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, all the stuff that has to do with like parasites, bacteria, viral load. And then I would do a CMP, which is comprehensive metabolic panel, because that's going to pick up your liver test, your kidney test, your infection test, your glucose levels. So that's the
Does that
one
have
I would.
A1C on it? Does that have A1C? Because that would be another
You have
test.
to add A1C, but those are the basics, like CBC with differential, CMP. And if you go to like any lab test now, which is a national franchise, you can walk in, you don't need a doctor's orders. So it's called, the name of the lab is Any Lab Test Now. So you can go to anylabtestnow.com and you can, they're cheap. Like those two tests, which would cost, I don't know, a few $100s at LabCorp, or probably under $100 at Any Lab Test Now. But you could add A1C. You could add like a comprehensive thyroid panel. You could add the cholesterol panel. I don't know how this is going to affect cholesterol, because people don't have an easy at-home way to test that so much. But that's how you would do that.
Lifeextension.com also. You can go to lifeextension.com and they'll show you what lab tests are available.
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
that's a good idea. And then Grayson is asking how to get on our email list. So if you'll send an email to gwenandmaria2020@gmail.com, it's all spelled out. Well, maybe Maria, can you type that in the chat?
Yep, I sure can.
Okay, well, you see a change in metabolic age. That's the point is, whether it's metabolic age, because that's your glucose, and that's the comprehensive metabolic panel. We're talking about metabolic factors. So that's really, if you're asking me, it's telomere length is a metabolic age. So biological age is your actual age. Metabolic age is what your body is acting like. So I'll be 59 this year. I want my metabolic and telomere length age to be 30 something. I don't want to be, I don't even know how I got to 59. I don't even know what this means, but I'm not going to act like it. So I'm going to shoot for that lower age. But if you ever get one of those tests done and your age is higher than your biological age, you really need to rethink what you're doing. Your drinking, your habits, your 3 cups of coffee in the morning. You need to really rethink everything, because that means that your body thinks it's older than its actual age, which is not a good thing that you want to do for yourself. Ricardo's asking about the impact on cholesterol. I did not hear anything about cholesterol. Maria, do you remember anything about cholesterol?
Yeah, there are things in the Facebook page too of numbers coming down, because we're talking about the liver at that point, and we're talking about blood. So everything cycles back around to the blood.
Okay, that makes sense. It makes sense too, because of the fat digestion related to the liver.
Sherry's asking, does the Hercules incorporate the liquid gold? Yes. So the liquid gold is the initial product that has 40 herbs. The I Hercules has those same 40 herbs, but they've added 4 more specifically for stem cell, probably other things too. But it's just kind of the new and improved. So yes, you don't have to take both of them, although there is a little bit of a price difference. You get a little bit of a price break. So there are some people in the Facebook chat that say that when they do 4 pumps under the tongue prior to a meal, and then after the meal do 4 pumps of the liquid gold RX, which is the first product, that they're getting just overall great results too. So again, we're looking at, from a bitters standpoint, we're looking at digestion. We're looking at allowing all of the hydrochloric acid, everything that diminishes as we age anyway, to sort of be revamped in the system. So
it's true. That's actually something I wasn't thinking, but you know, when you're, I mean, the reason people did bitters as an aperitif in Europe, like it was always like very popular in certain countries, is because the taste of bitters on the tongue actually stimulates the bile and the hydrochloric acid production. So when you take a pill of bitters, you don't have the taste on the tongue, but when the tongue tastes bitter, it activates that whole thing. And then Nancy's asking, I'm sensitive to 5 ingredients in the I Hercules. Should I give it a try? If you know that you're sensitive to the ingredients, like if it was like an anaphylactic shock kind of reaction, I wouldn't take a chance, or take a chance with an EpiPen or something. But I would only buy 1 bottle, not 3 or 9, but I would buy 1 and make sure it's okay for you. I would also say that, you know, when you're getting a spray, like I can do it again, it's like, it's not a lot of volume. So out of 44 ingredients, you're probably not getting a drop of those 5 things because it's the master molecule. So I mean, I can't say what's going to happen, Nancy, but I would only get 1 bottle to try it. And then after you do that 1 bottle, see what happens.
can I add something here?
Yeah.
I talked to a gal who's super sensitive. She's had a lot of health issues and she really wants to try it, but she's just terrified of having some negative reactions just because she's experienced that in her own body with other things she's tried. So this is what I recommended, because we're all working about frequency here. A lot of people on the call are doing electroceuticals and they understand quantum electroceuticals. As I told her, I said, get a bottle as a customer and go ahead and just carry it around with you. Carry it in your pocket, put it in your bra, just have that frequency around you, and then apply it to the bottom of your feet or your toes like you would as an essential oil, where you'd apply it neat to the bottom of your toes. Allow that absorption. The pores on the bottom of the feet are the largest in the body, just to see sometimes that we can get things into the body and see a different result. The other thing I told her is, instead of 4 sprays, just spray, 1 spray on her pinky and just swab it under her tongue to start with, because you're just slowly integrating that frequency into the system. And then you earn some trust, because again, remember, 1 negative thought can spoil the whole, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. And it could just be 1 thought of, I'm going to have a bad experience with this. Well, that could override everything. So if you really feel like you're going to be sensitive to it, and I don't do well with terpenes, so I was a little concerned about spraying it under my tongue 3 times a day, because I can't do essential oils on my skin or in my mouth because I have sort of a reaction. And I was a little bit worried about that, but I thought, you know what, this doesn't have the same components in it, like all of the things that we've always known to be a tincture or an essential oil. It's so different. And so I have had 0 problems with it in all of the doses that I've taken the last 3 days. So, but if you're really concerned about it, just start super slow. Just to get that 1 bottle, apply it to your feet, wear it around, swab a little bit under your tongue, just slowly have that integration until you feel super confident about it. Then you can do a spray. Then the next day you can do 2 sprays, and you can just, again, allow your body to get
Maria,
back.
I want to add something to that I haven't shared with anyone recently, except for some CBD people. So I want to tell you that another thing I have found just in the last few weeks is, I saw this research article. There was a TCM, traditional Chinese medicine research article, and they were talking about all the governing vessels and all the meridians and everything align at the belly button. And that's also the life supply to the fetus and the nutritional supply to the fetus and everything else. And that never goes away. And so what I got an email, and I had shared it with, I'm doing some, kind of development of a CBD product, some, like proprietary stuff. And I was telling the guy, I want to try it with clients on the belly button or in the belly button. So if you have a sensitivity, and some people don't like the taste of certain things or whatever, but I would try it with the CBD. I would put it, I mean, not CBD, with the Is Hercules, I would put the spray in the belly button and see what happens, because you can also use it topically on skin conditions and things like that too. So if you're worried about taking it orally or, you know, whatever, I would take it orally if you can, but I would try the belly button if you have an allergy or sensitivity and just see what happens, because it should have a very similar benefit in the way it gets into your system. And I also want to say, because there's questions popping up, so I want to say this real quick because it keeps coming up on the chat. So everybody listen. First of all, whoever told you about this product is who we want you to go to order this product. So if you heard about it from Marie and I, we already sent you a link. If you heard about it from Cher or Terry or Tammy or Vanessa or Cindy or whoever, we have not shown you a link on this presentation. We want you to go to who got you on this call. Okay. So that's the first thing. So if you go back to my email or Cher's email or whoever told you, that's the link you should use. But the second part, and Maria, can you go back one slide for just a second? Because there's a lot of questions about this slide. So people are confused by how many bottles to buy. So for 4 months, you need 12 bottles. So the biggest package you can buy to get this at the cheapest price is the $5.98. So it's 9 bottles for $5.98. Then when you add 1 auto ship, you're gonna, the second month and third month and fourth month, you're gonna get 1 bottle per month, which is also the cheap, like $20 cheaper than buying an individual bottle, which is gonna give you the 12 months. So you're gonna buy 9 bottles at $5.98. And then you're going to get 1 bottle per month, which by the 4th month, now you're going to have your 12 bottles to finish the 4 months times 3. That's 12 bottles. And then you're going to have 1 bottle a month coming. But by that point, if you want to keep taking it at the higher dose, then you can buy more on your own. So if you buy the $5.98, whether it's as a customer or a distributor, and get 1 bottle on auto ship, you're not gonna run out. You're gonna satisfy all the requirements and get everything the cheapest way possible. And then for pets, Catherine says, how much for pets? It depends on if you're spraying it in the water, directly in their mouth. If it was me giving it to a small dog, I'd give probably 2 sprays. And if it was a larger dog, 4 sprays. You can't, there's no toxicity level though. So you might want to douse or come up with some way to tell, or it might depend on also what's going on with the animal. Is it healthy? Does it have health issues? You know, there's a lot of other possibilities going on there.
Yeah, and I didn't put the animal slides in because I knew this was going to run long anyway, but there is a PowerPoint presentation in your back office, and it does talk in there about specific dosages for pets on their weight, based on their weight.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Catherine asked a good question. So for the telomere testing, if that's what you're asking, because there's some typos in there, it's yes, it's $149 for each telomere test. So if you want to have it done twice or 3 times, it's $149, because you get a kit in the mail. You have to go to the lab and have a blood draw, and then you send it in to get the results. And then you have to wait for the results, but you don't have to wait then to take the product. You just need to get the test done first if you want a really clean, pure test. And then whenever you get to the end of the 4 months, if you want to test it then, which is when you're supposed to have the maximum full blood cycle cleaned out and rejuvenated, then you would do it again then. So it'd be $300 plus the cost of the lab draw. This is only for people that say, I want proof for myself of my own results, because there's already research out there of the other stuff. But if you want to know for yourself, that's what you should do.
Yes.
And the question about distributing to Europe, no, not yet. You have to order from someone in the US that is willing to ship it to you in Europe. So if you have a friend or colleague or somebody in the US, they're just not set up to ship internationally. And honestly, I ship internationally, but it is a hassle. It's a hassle to Canada because customs doesn't even have any constant set rules. It's not expensive because these are little. This is not going to weigh a lot. So the postage wouldn't be a lot, but what if the package gets lost? Who's out the money? You know, are you going to do FedEx? And I did get a tip the other day that if you do FedEx overnight, I don't know if overnight actually works everywhere, but someone told me if you do FedEx like 1 day or 2 day, you have a lot better chance of not having customs problems because of the delivery time frame. but that's the most expensive way to send FedEx. So I'm just saying, you know, but some countries are like, it's very hard to send products to Deb in Costa Rica, for instance. Like she has to have them sent to Florida, and then she has a courier. So people do different things to get products in all kinds of places. But yeah, that would be, if you know someone in the US, the best way is to have them ship it to you. And I'd probably recommend FedEx, like 1 or 2 day delivery. Is there a link for the test, or email you? If you want the telomere testing, just send me an email, because I'll have to get your information and address, and I'll have to mail you a test kit and all that stuff. And so, and I'm not surcharging it. $149 is actually what the lab charges me. So I have to charge you for the postage. And if there's a credit card fee and that stuff, because I'm giving you my price, I'm not upcharging it 1 penny. And to rewatch the presentation, Maria already just put that in the chat. It's Gwen and Maria 2020 on YouTube. You just do the search. I will also send this recording out by email, like, you know, like I usually do after we've done a live event. Maria, are you going to be on the call with Kare tonight?
I'm going to try to be. I have a couple of things, other calls that I have to do. So I'm going to try really hard to be on that call.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to be on about 7:30, just because I won't be free until then.
So Brenda asked, should I wait to sign up until tomorrow? Because if we're considering the 15-day status for activists, I just need to tell you right now that if you talk at all, you don't have to worry about 15 days to sign up 4 people. You may have a hard time finding customers, because everybody wants to, they have so many people that they're thinking about that could or would want to use this, that they're not thinking about even being a customer. What I did is I signed my husband up as a customer, and I will be making up, I'll be making up a couple of I've got plenty of emails, but I'll be making up a couple of names to be able to get customers in, because everybody wants to sign up as an activist. So certainly the advantage of waiting is you've got 1 more day. The disadvantage of waiting is how many people are going to sign up prior to you that you could have had below you, because this is a binary system. And it all works together, and we're all a big team. So that's why we were like wanting to get everybody knowledgeable about this, because this is growing super, super fast, and we want everybody to afford them the same opportunity to get in.
I want to say something to that too. If you know you're going to do this and you're worried about the 1 day, I mean, I don't know how many people are on this call, like 80. I don't know how many people will watch the replay. But the sooner you're in this, like you saw on mine, I only have signed up 17 activists myself, and I have 153 under me. So you're going to get the benefit of people that do wait to sign up tomorrow, or watch the recording on Monday or Tuesday and sign up next week. You're going to get that benefit. And Sherry, we don't have any connection with Kare's call tonight. We don't have a way to, well, we could post something in the chat on the call, but that's her call. So you have to kind of go to our YouTube channel. I'm not sure what you say with repost information on Kare's call. We're going to put this recording on YouTube. Hopefully we can get it up there by tomorrow.
I'm going to try to get it done tonight, so
yeah,
that
we'll
it's
try
up
to
and
get it
ready.
on there tonight. So on Kare's call, it's her Zoom. It's not my Zoom. She does this every week. So you guys, if you can't do it tonight because you didn't know about it in advance, she's on there every Sunday, just like we do calls every Tuesday. You can get on the call at any time. And like I said, if you go back to my email, like if you got the email from me, there's a link in my email where you can sign up and order. But if I'm not the one that got you on this call tonight, or Maria wasn't, or Cindy, or Terry, or Cher, or Vanessa, or any of these awesome people, go back to those people and ask them for their link. There is one nice thing I'll share that Maria didn't say, and I didn't say either on the back office, but I am going to share this for anyone that says, well, but I wish I would have da-da-da, or what, you know, someone did something sooner than me or whatever. Depending on the situation, we actually, this is a little, like, I don't want to go into it too much, but there is a way to actually place people and move people. So we have a little bit of room there if we need to, if, you know, something happens. I don't want to go into that too much, but, so anyway, go back to my email or go back to call, Share, Terry, Vanessa. I don't know who else on the call. Cindy, I saw a bunch of names I know. Renee is another one. Go back to those people so they can answer your questions and get you signed up if you need help or you don't know what to do or how to do it. We just want to make sure you get back to the right place. That's why
And
we're
then
not
one
gonna
thing that
post.
Gwen and I wanted to make sure of is that we are not the go-to people on this. We love hearing from you and we love emails, but this is just another opportunity that came by us that we wanted to share. Even though we happen to know a bit and we've been researching it, we are not the experts on it. So please go to the different sites that we gave you so that you can listen, watch the videos, and that you can become informed, because we already have a lot of emails with Healy and everything else we're doing. So we will certainly help you in any way we can, but we are not the experts on this. We're not the go-to people. We are just like Gwen said, we are just the presenters and getting it out there to you. But we will help you in any way we can to find that information as well.
And I'll say one last thing and then I'm done, is Kare and her son Josh have been incredibly awesome for Maria and I, because we didn't know anything 10 days ago about
They're
this. And
so available. They are so available.
Yeah.
they're awesome. So if you start asking us technical back office questions, or I ordered the wrong thing, now I want to order this, and we don't know a simple answer because we're not like the experts, like Maria said, we're going to give you their phone number. Like, we're going to say, okay, they're the experts and they're the people that are the ones to help, back everything up tonight. Maria, can you put it on the Zoom call? Because now there's another question on the time of the Zoom call. So you're going to have to convert the time based on what Maria put here on the Zoom call.
On this one here.
Yeah, so 9 p.m. Eastern is, sorry, I said a while ago the wrong thing. It's 8 p.m. Central, 7 Mountain.
7 Mountain and
Pacific.
6 Pacific in Arizona. Yep.
So let's just leave this up for about 5 minutes. The only thing you guys need to write down is the Zoom, like 836 number to get in, and the password is wellness. You'll need that, but you can just go to zoom.us. You don't need the actual link. You just need to put those in when you log in, like you do with us. And thanks so much for spending an hour and a half on a Sunday with kind of short notice. We were trying to let people know as soon as possible before this got totally out of control, actually. But we wanted to share, and we got the product already, so we're super psyched. It's like kind of one of those things like waiting for Christmas. You hear all the wonderful things and then you order it and it's like, how long does it take to get here?
And I can tell you that I felt it within the first couple of minutes of taking it. That's not going to be everybody, but I literally I could feel the right side of my brain doing tingling or something. It wasn't a bad thing. I just was like, wow, is this blood flow? Is this heavy metals, chemicals? What is my body trying to accomplish here? But I could feel it immediately. So like I said, not everybody's going to have that. We all have varying levels of toxicity that we've accumulated. If you don't feel like you have any issues and you're thinking, well, this product may not be for me, we all have issues. And maybe they're not showing up in the physical realm where you can see the physical symptom, but we live in America with this food, this pharmaceutical, this everything. We live here. And so therefore we are not as healthy as we think we are if we don't have any symptoms. So this would be something for somebody who doesn't think they have symptoms or isn't seeing symptoms as a preventative. And certainly you could start out with the 1 bottle, but based on the fact that it helps clean toxins out of the blood. We're talking parasites, yeast, fungus, mold, chemicals, heavy metals, all the things that we come in contact with potentially on a day-to-day basis. If this helps clean your blood, I would say that $600 and the couple of auto ships that it takes to get 12 bottles is a very, very small price to pay to get that level of health in something you can do at your home, at your leisure, without having to go to a spa or a medical clinic or something somewhere. So I'm just going to throw that out, as I think we should all probably be doing the therapeutic doses of that. Get your 4 bottles a month in.
Yeah. All right, Maria, I have to run because I have another call. And are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I think we've left this up enough for people to get that. And then I'll get the recording up just as quickly as possible.
Share wants to talk. Can you?
Okay, wait 1 second. When you get the recording, feel free to share the recording with other people. That's one thing I want to say is that, when you get the email, take the email and make it your own, put your own information in there. Or when you get the recording, share this recording, because we're not going to do this call every week or anything like that. So share this information, because unless something new comes up, this is the information we have so far. Maria, I am going to have to mute myself because I have to get on this other webinar thing. So I'm going to mute, but I know she said Cher wanted to say something, but I've got to mute because I've got to start this other call.
Sounds good. I'll stop this recording when we're done.
Okay, thank you.
Can I say something real quick? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I have been on the spray for 5 days now, and I am 70 plus years old, and I have been trying to lose weight the last 10 pounds, and I lost 5 pounds in 5 days on the spray. I am
Yay!
so psyched.
That is fabulous.
And
Well,
she looks fabulous. You look really fabulous, Shara.
you're glowing. That's awesome.
I
That's
know.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this call so I can get post-production and get it up on YouTube. Gwen and Maria 2020 is our channel. You can find it there. Please use it, share it, take advantage of the information that we put in here to help you build your business. And then let us know how we can help. Everybody have a great evening. Love you all.
Blessings.